right, so we will get started lying on your back. Let your arms come out to your side a little bit. Relax shoulders down, away from your ears. And just take a couple breaths here. Filling belly, chest with air, maybe expanding in that chest area on your inhales. And then full exhale. You can even play around with making that exhale a little longer than your inhale. Couple full breaths like this. Awesome. Then go ahead and hug your knees into your body and massage the low back. So maybe that means you move side to side, maybe back and forth. Maybe you even take your knees into figure eights, kind of circling them one at a time. I did forget to mention, I did send a playlist, so if anyone wants music, feel free to, that was in the email as well. You can press play on that. And if you need help, I can help you for next time. Beautiful. And then go ahead and extend legs out long, reach arms up above and give yourself a nice big long body stretch. Maybe even here reaching one arm above and then the other, just really stretching that body, paying attention to how the body of the day feels, what you are feeling in your body today. Wonderful. And then go ahead and with your left hand, grab onto your right wrist and bend over toward the left side with your arms a little bit. Reach long first, then bend over, and then bring your feet over to the left as well. Little banana pose here. Stretching the side body. So long first, then bending over. And then inhale back to center and exhale, switch over to the other side. Awesome. When you're ready, inhale back to center and then go ahead, grab those tennis balls if you have them. If not, don't worry, we'll be moving our arms and stuff, so that will work into stuff. But grab those tennis balls. And the tennis balls are gonna go right at the top of your shoulders at first. So you're going to put one on each side and lay down on them. We start at the top because it's a little nicer to yourself at first. So go ahead, start there. And then just bring arms down and just take a breath, let your body relax. Sometimes we think we have to do more work to let stuff happen. And sometimes we just need to do less work. Just lean into it and let it happen. Awesome. Then bring both hands behind your neck here. Elbows are out to your side. You're gonna inhale, center, and exhale, bring right elbow out toward the right a little bit. Maybe you can think it's toward your hip, but it's really not. It's extending long and just bringing right elbow tipping down a little bit. And then in an inhale, come back to center. Exhale over to the other side. And play around like this should feel good. It also feels like it hurts a little bit. But if there's a spot where it feels like, gosh, I'm tense and tears are coming to my eyes, move that ball a little bit. Like play around with adjusting. It should be tolerable. Digging into stuff, and then inhale back center, exhale over to the other side, and just continue playing with this. Like figure out what works for your body. And remember to breathe. It's kind of the biggest thing here is breathing to release that tension so our muscles can melt around the tennis balls. And back to center. This time we're gonna move the tennis balls down a little more. So a couple options, you can sit up and push them down, or you can lift your hips and slide down a little. Awesome. And just put arms out to the side, take a couple breaths, inhaling, feeling that chest kind of open a little bit here. Exhaling fully, maybe even longer than inhale. So if you can, don't worry if you are like, that's not working. Just releasing tension here. This time we're gonna go ahead and inhale, bring arms up toward the ceiling, and then play around with even bringing them behind you. Just play around with like moving those arms with your breath, however you'd like, and just find out like what's working for you. Where are those spots that you need to get into? Again, without forcing, just kind of moving them gently, letting gravity do the work, letting your muscles open. You can even play around with bringing both arms like out to the right a little bit and leaning toward that side, so you're digging into that side a little more. And inhaling back center, exhaling over to the other side. Do not be alarmed if you're like, I did not know this stuff was in my body. What am I finding out here? I feel that way every time. Inhale back center. Exhale. If you'd like, go ahead and bring those hands behind your neck again if that felt good. Elbows out to the sides, and do the kind of bending to one side and the other. Play around with that. Inhaling to center, exhaling to a side, or just finding your own breath pattern. Just making sure you're still breathing. It's amazing what we store in our tissues and our fascia, so this can just really help release tension that we are storing up. And then when you're ready, we will move them down a little more. So either lift your hips or lift your upper body and slide them down a little more, and play around. Like I said, find a spot where it's like, ooh, I'm digging into stuff, but it feels okay. Yeah. First, arms out to your side or wherever they feel comfortable, and just take a couple breaths. Amazing what we can do with our breath. Inhaling, filling chest and belly with air, and just feeling that gentle pressure against the tennis balls here. And exhale, release. If this feels good, stay here. If you'd like to start moving arms again, up and down, flowing with breath, side to side, just play around with moving arms and what feels good here. Yes, and if it felt good before and you want to try it here, know that as I move down my back, different places feel better doing different things. But if it would feel good, bring hands behind the neck, elbows out, relax shoulders down a little bit, and go ahead and bend from one side. Inhaling to center, exhaling to the other side, and just playing around with that, just gentle, letting your breath guide you. Beautiful. Back to center whenever you're ready. Relax, arms down, and go ahead and remove those tennis balls. Set them aside. They may roll away. That's okay. We'll grab them when we need them. And just come to lying down flat on your back. And just take a couple breaths here. And just notice. Notice maybe in that little bit of time, change you've created in your body. Maybe a little tension released. Maybe a little easier to breathe, or maybe shoulders are a little easier to bring down away from the ears. Awesome. From here, if one of those tennis balls rolled away, you're just gonna grab one tennis ball. This can be not so pleasant, so I'm just gonna warn you now. We don't want tears. We don't want where we're like tensing up. Just, it might hurt a little, but it should still feel okay. We're gonna roll in our armpit area. So you're gonna come on to the side and put that tennis ball armpit. You can get the armpit in areas around it, and you don't have to, you can just find a spot and just kind of relax around there. If you want to roll a little bit, I don't roll with my whole weight on there. I kind of put some into my bottom hip and just roll a little. You can come down a little far. You don't want to be on breast tissue, but you can come down into the side a little. If you find a spot that feels like, whoo, that needs a little something, just pause there and breathe. See if you can just unclench everything and take some breaths. Let your breaths do the work. Yeah, this is a spot in myself where I am like, I did not know this all was going on in there at all. So if you're very surprised, so was I. Yeah, you can take a few breaths and find another spot. You don't want to be like, you know, like right on a bone where it feels kind of weird, but just play around. We have lots and lots of like lymph nodes around here as well. So kind of, this can be like a lymphatic massage as well. You'll want to make sure you drink water to kind of flush things out after we do this. Like I said, if anything hurts, we don't want to be on where it's like we're, you know, curling our toes. Just play around here. You can kind of roll back and forth a little bit, find some spots. For me, gosh, when I get kind of a little toward the back, a little below my armpit, just some crazy spots there. So just play around. Awesome. You can even like lean, like bring left, if you're on your right side, bring left arm in front a little bit and roll forward a little. Just kind of play around. Gentle. Didn't think you'd be massaging your armpit today, right? But it's good to just know. The more we know about our body, the more we can know about our patterns and what we're doing to bring tension and stress into areas. And then we can kind of, you know, put our emotions, our, you know, things that go on in our day that make us do these things, trigger that in us. When you are done, go ahead and we'll move on to the other side. I always say, hopefully you did the side that feels a little better first. So your sides may feel different. Don't be alarmed if that is the case. Play around, find this armpit. Unfortunately, I did not start with my worst side, so just make sure you are breathing. Release the shoulders, release the one that's not with the ball under it. Uncurl your toes and just breathe into it. Breath can be so helpful here. You can find another spot, roll back and forth a little bit, just play around and find what works for you. Biggest thing is remember to breathe. It is so easy when we're feeling, you know, kind of like this pain, this, you know, spot here that we want to just tense up and hold our breath. So just remember, exhale And then naturally you'll inhale. If you want to lean forward a little bit, lean over to the other side, find some spots there, just play around. Kind of a benefit of virtual yoga and being at home is we can get into weird positions and look weird, and it's okay. Although if you're like me, if your family is by you at all, they may wonder what the heck is going on, but that's okay. They should be used to awkward stuff from everyone, right? Oh, take a couple breaths here. Awesome. You can grab that ball and slowly make your way up to seated here. Yeah, relax, shoulders down. We'll set the ball down for now, but keep it close. If it rolls away, that's okay. We'll use it again. But relax, shoulders down, and go ahead and bring right hand toward your left shoulder here, and kind of on that collarbone there, you're just gonna bring hand to the top of the shoulder and then just gently kind of pull it down, just gentle. And then here you're going to bring your right ear toward your right shoulder a little bit and just play around, maybe moving chin a little bit here, maybe a little back. Just find the spot where you're stretching. Our scalenes here can be just super tight, so just play around with what feels okay. You may have to move a little, and if the hand here doesn't feel good, let it go. If you're like, no, I just put my head here and I'm feeling something, that's okay. Just play around. I like to just kind of move it around a little. I have TMJ, so I feel this connected to my jaw muscles as well. Awesome. Kind of take a breath to finish up on this side. And then release that hand. Go ahead and just kind of like little moving neck around, maybe circles, maybe just side to side to kind of release that if that is as intense for you as it is for me. And then we'll switch. So left hand to the right shoulder, start at the top and just gently, you're not even a whole lot, just gently bringing it down a little bit. And then left ear toward left shoulder here. Move that chin around. And stretch wherever is needed. Without forcing, knowing like gravity is helping and your breath is helping. So we don't have to do 100+% here. Awesome. Take a breath here and then bring head back up to center. Hand down, grab that tennis ball, and here you're gonna, with an open palm, put the tennis ball just right like collarbone, well, lower than collarbone, but just roll it on this upper chest area here, just gently. Relax shoulders. So sometimes, we feel like we have to do something with all of our might, but then we're gonna bring tension into our back that we just did. So just gently here. This is an eye-opening spot for me as well, where I was like, wow, I didn't know, but when we're in fight or flight, as we all are lately, we're hunching over and these things shorten up. Everything in our front body shortens up and gets tighter. So when we can open it up and massage it out, let it lengthen, release that tightness, that tension, we can help not only our physical body, but our mental health as well. You can switch sides. I like to kind of keep an open palm here because then I get a 2-for-1 where I can also get the like massage for my hand a little bit as well. So often we're closing our palms, closing our hands. So Taking some breaths here and just noticing. Finding spots. Awesome. Take a breath to finish out. And then when you're ready, you can set that tennis ball down. Gently relax shoulders down. Sit nice and tall. So you have strength in the core area, but then soften the body a little bit and just take a breath. Notice a difference. Awesome. Inhale, reach arms up. And just kind of stretch it out. Maybe reaching one arm up and then the other, or just whatever feels good. Just playing around with kind of releasing, noticing the change we made in our body. And on an exhale, sweep them down. Beautiful. Go ahead and take your hands. If it feels okay, you can use thumbs, you can use pointer fingers. And like if you have TMJ like I do, you can massage the jaw. If you want to massage the temples or base of the skull, you can just kind of find a spot on your face. Again, we did our shoulders, we did our back, so just gentle. Know that like we can accomplish stuff with just gentle, slow. Sometimes you can even find a spot and you can just gently hold your finger there. Just put a little pressure there and breathe. And you can feel tension release just with that. Beautiful. One more breath here. Awesome. Relax, hands down, away from your face. Option to grab those tennis balls one more time. If they felt really good in the beginning, we're going to lie down on our backs. If you want them just one more time on your shoulders, feel free. If you're like, Christy, I'm just ready to lay down flat on my back, please feel free to do that. Lie down on your back. Another option, if you're like, ooh, we did a lot of our upper body, but my hips are feeling kind of like they need something, stick those balls under your butt. Sounds crazy, but you can release some hip pressure there. So that's an option as well. So top of shoulders again or under butt. And just take some breaths here. Remember, not forcing, but just noticing if a little movement would feel good and you're curious, feel free to do that. Yeah, noticing those spots. Letting go, maybe coming back to playing around with that deep inhale, opening that chest area, full exhale, maybe even if you can make it a little longer than inhale. Not worrying about, am I doing it right? Just kind of letting your breath do its thing, just noticing it. Beautiful. Go ahead, remove those tennis balls. It's always good if you're doing this at home on your own time to make sure you spend a little time like getting rid of them and just laying flat on the ground. So always an option to have knees bent or legs flat. If you have a pillow or a bolster and you want to put those under your knees, feel free. If you're at home and you want to hook your knees up on top of the couch, feel free to do that. Just maybe a big long body stretch here. Inhale, reach arms up. Just kind of noticing if there's just any more last movement you need to take. And on an exhale, bring arms down. Get settled here for a little bit of stillness. Yeah. Sometimes we don't know what we're carrying with us. until we start to do a practice like this. You know, we live in survival mode and just go, 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 surviving. So just soak that in and know that this is accessible to you. You did this for yourself. Soften eyes, close them if that feels comfortable. And bring a little awareness to your heart center here. And so often the talk is of gratitude during these months. And I used to think it was about being a thankful person. But it's actually about opening up our power to notice the things that light us up around us. So go ahead and bring to mind something you are thankful for, something in your life that lights you up, something or someone. And then let that feeling come into your body, that feeling of gratitude, of being thankful for this thing. Maybe even let yourself bring a smile to your face, thinking of this. Give yourself permission to take time to enjoy this. Maybe it's a thing you do, or maybe it's a thing you just enjoy having around for yourself, or maybe it's a person, but giving yourself permission to have time for this thing that lights you up. And then let yourself just relax, just a few breaths of nothingness, giving yourself permission to just be. Something that has been eye-opening for me. I've been studying history with my boys, and the fact that there were games and art and things just to enjoy many, many years ago, way back when. And I think of how hard it is now for us to give ourselves permission and time for those things. You can go ahead and start to deepen your inhales and exhales. Bring little wiggles of movement to your fingers and your toes. And slowly turn your head from one side to the other. On an inhale, reach arms up above. Give yourself one last long body stretch. Shoulders away from your ears, stretching long. On an exhale, hug knees into your body. You choose to give them a hug or rock a little. And when you're ready, roll on to the side of your choice. Take a breath or two there. And slowly make your way up to seated. Beautiful. Relax shoulders down away from ears. Sitting gently tall. Inhale, reach arms up. Bring palms together. exhale, thumbs to heart. Pause here, bring a smile to your face. And thank you so much for practicing with me today. Thank you.